Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Enthusiast Radio. I am your host, Anthony, here with my two co-hosts, Dakota and Eli. How's it going, guys?
Doing okay.
Hey, what's up?
And today we're going to be delving into the other half of the Smash Brothers Direct. We're going to be talking stages, new characters announced, assist trophies, online, the works. I personally felt, guys, that this was not only the most exciting Nintendo Direct as far as the information we received, but the most well done as well. And I was really impressed with the way Sakurai did it. Just no dilly-dallying between segments. I thought it was excellent just to start off. Do you guys agree? Or?
Oh, definitely. I think people were saying to me, you shouldn't expect too much from this. But to be honest, I got way more than I thought would ever happen. We got, the return of 3 veteran characters, a reveal that, the transformations are leaving, so that throws Pokemon Trainer up in the air as well. Charizard and Greninja, Yoshi returning. I mean, it's, new stages, a new mode, online. There was so much, packed into this. It was actually ridiculous, and apparently people are saying there's even more in there, and I'm sure that makes reference to, some items or Ridley or whatever. And that's where a lot of the speculation is going to come until really E3. That's really what this is all building up to.
I think that this Nintendo Direct was really, really well put together. I would say that last year's January Direct would be above it in terms of the information given and the excitement level garnered from the Nintendo Direct. But I'd say that this one was probably the best, most professionally organized, and pretty much for, if you're going to think about having a Nintendo Direct for 40 minutes about one game, I wouldn't really think it'd be as exciting as it actually was. So.
Well, I felt like Sakurai wasn't trying to, he wasn't acting like the audience was dumb. Previous directs, I feel they're much slower paced. They take way too much time focusing on one thing, to really try and get the information clear and out there. But Sakurai was literally just here's some stages, here's some items, here's some characters, and just we just had a montage reel, and yet it all still flowed just fine. I didn't get lost in it at all. He did it really quickly, to the point, and I thought it worked really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Dakota, what do you think about these new characters announced and the returning characters?
Well, I was definitely surprised by Charizard getting the individual treatment, but at the same time, I mean, when I think of, a really hyped Pokemon from, Generation 1, Charizard's obviously the pick. So I would, Charizard coming back as an individual fighter I think is really cool. Greninja was out of nowhere. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
And until I heard the sloshy water noises, I definitely thought that was Mewtwo in the CGI trailer. However, whether or not Mewtwo comes back right now, I think is irrelevant. I think Greninja was a really awesome ad, and I think that was really cool of them to take a new rep. Honestly, I never thought of. I was that's cool. I can definitely see. I mean, I picked Froakie in X and Y. I think Greninja is definitely the most popular of the starters.
Yeah, same here.
And has this really cool ninja. Probably gonna butt heads with Sheik. I can definitely see for that ninja rep. I would love to see a grass type starter. Combat Charizard and Greninja. I was actually thinking Serperior would be really cool to have a snake Pokemon. I don't know. So I thought that was really cool. I'm glad Yoshi came back. I'm glad Sheik and Zero Suit Samus are individual fighters, so that way they have their own down Bs. Because transformations are sort of dumb if you lose an entire attack. You only have 4 specials, and and though Sheik does lose Zelda's really good recovery. And I guess Zero Suit Samus doesn't really lose much, but I think that was a good move. So overall, I think Sakurai really hit everything on the mark. I guess it wasn't my dream, Nintendo Direct, but my dream Nintendo Direct is Ridley, King K. Rool, Palutena, that. He's not gonna drop that all right now. He may never drop it. We may have to wait till the games come out. But with the
Kremlings, though.
Well, that was the thing I was gonna say. The Kremlings
that
were
was
there.
Amazing.
And also the Tikis from Donkey Kong Country Returns are there as well. But the Kremlings showing up after not being in Brawl was very, very, I think, very big hint. And I think also the trophy quiz was a huge hint. All 3 of those trophy quizzes going towards possibly hinting at a Fire Emblem character, a Kid Icarus character, Legend of Zelda character. 4. I'm sorry, 4. And then a Metroid character. I definitely think that could be Crumb, Demise Girahim, maybe. I don't know. Palutena and
Palutena.
Ridley. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that could Sakurai may be hinting. He may be just screwed with us, thinking that we may think that. I don't know. It's so hard to tell. You really have to wait till E3. That's just which sucks because we got so much information, but I think there are so many more questions that have been left unanswered, and I think that's what he was going for.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's so many characters after even Sakurai said that they would be toning down the amount of characters in this brawl, but they keep announcing new characters nearly every few weeks, and it seems like the roster is pretty bloated.
They still have, what, six veterans left?
They still have a number of characters before they hit Brawl's roster, and we're not sure if they're all coming back. So, again, we don't know, and of course things change. They may figure out, hey, we can put a lot more characters in. We have no idea. Like, things change all the time. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just saying at first, oh, the roster may not be that big, just so that way people don't get excited too quickly. I don't know. I feel like things could change, and at the same time, Rob may not come back, Wolf may not come back. And we don't know how many more newcomers there will be. But, I mean, maybe that trophy quiz, only 4 more newcomers, and then a couple more veterans from Brawl. That's the roster. We don't know. I wouldn't be too worried, though. I think it's going to be a healthy amount of characters that really deserve to be there. And so far, it seems like a lot of good, fun choices, and I'm really excited to try out. I think, honestly, too, what the Nintendo Direct did was I put a little more confidence in, like, the newcomers that we saw last E3, like Weekly Trainer.
Completely.
With the deep... whatever the buff move that she sort of times it, and then the sun combo, like the sunbeam thing, praise the sun, super hype. I think Wii Fit Trainers will be a lot of fun. I think Villager looks really cool still. Even Mega Man, a lot of cool stuff. And then Rosalina, and Little Mac just as cool as ever. So I definitely think Sakurai gave a really good treatment to everyone in the game so far, and that's why I'm really looking forward to who gets announced next, because I think they'll get just as good a treatment.
So I wanted to ask specifically about Little Mac as well, because just watching this direct, it seemed like Little Mac was really, really strong. Obviously not in the air, and his recovery is kind of awful, but it seemed like he was really powerful, almost to the point where, wow, he has a one-hit KO. So,
I mean, honestly, here's the thing. Again, I'm one of those people that say don't ban anything, don't get too crazy until we really get our hands on it, and then some. And Jigglypuff has a one-hit kill. Luigi does too, and to a certain extent, so it's not guaranteed like Little Max is, but I'm sure you could get super punished for missing it or getting it blocked. We don't know if super armor goes through it. We don't know if you can grab through it. We don't know if grab armor goes through it. So there could be a number of ways you could easily counter it. So that's why I'm still want to wait until the game's out, because so far I think Little Mac could be a really good character, except that all you gotta do is back throw him off stage and he sort of sucks. So. There's.
Well, it also seems like he has to charge up his OKO move for like a second, so you could probably easily dodge it.
Yeah, it looks like he has to charge it up, and you can tell too. I mean, everyone can see the meter, so I mean, if you see, his meter rises when he attacks somebody and gets hit. So if you want to just stay away from him if it's getting charged or throw him or whatever like that, like I said, there's definitely going to be a number of options. I don't think Sakurai would just put in a one-hit KO move and be like, oh, there we go. Like, as much as people may want to hate on Smash for whatever reason, I don't think the games have ever stooped to that level. Again, we don't know. Smash 64 is a janky game. We have no idea. I think we should just wait and see what happens before making any rough decisions here.
Let's not do anything rash, as they would say.
No, exactly.
Okay, let's see. Anything else at this direct? Obviously, lots of information.
Ridley.
Yeah, so Dakota, are you in agreement with those who think that means he's deconfirmed, or those that think that this may raise his chances?
I don't know. I think here's what I think it is to me. What I think it's going to end up being is that other M. Ridley is going to be the stage hazard, and Meta Ridley or just regular Ridley, the same one anyway, is going to be the playable character. Because other M. Ridley, shows up in Pyrosphere makes sense. I think the Shadow is other M. Ridley as a stage hazard. I think that is exactly what we're seeing. I think the problem is that I don't think neither Ridley is ready in terms of development, and that's why they haven't showed him completely. Because the animation looks a little weird. Like, it just looks very choppy, not very fully smooth. maybe just the shadow, but it's not like a dynamic shadow. It's weird when you look at it.
So that's why you think Sakurai didn't show him? Because I thought that was strange.
I'm like,
why would he tease Ridley but not discreetly show him if he's just a boss character?
There are a couple of frames where it makes it look like you can see parts of his wing, possibly, which, again, doesn't look very fully developed, but you also see parts of what look like other Ridley's tail. And remember that Meta Ridley's wings, aren't gray or purple. They're like a bright neon yellow, actually. So it's really hard to tell what it is. I think it's other M Ridley, and honestly, that does look like a stage hazard to me. It looks sort of weird, unless Ridley is that big playable. I was like, hey, if Ridley has to be that big, then sure, I'm all about it. You play like Tatsunoko versus Capcom. There was that huge robot from Lost Planet that was like massive, but you could still play as him. But that's a different kind of fighting game. But either way, I don't know. I think Ridley still has a really good chance. I think King K. Rool has a good chance. I think Palutena has a good chance.
I would say Palutena now is the front runner.
I hope that he realizes that Ridley's a really could be a really cool character, and that being a boss doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't be able to be playable. That you could definitely be a stage hazard and playable at the same time. I mean, it's just a game.
Well, he has to know how much fans want him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he does. I think that's why we're getting played with a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Sakurai is one of the few people over there at Nintendo that knows what fans want.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
They still got to put Reggie in, I guess.
They have to put in Cooking Mama. I want to play as Cooking Mama.
Yeah.
All right. One last thing I want to talk about before we sign off is this online structure. So we know that you're going to be they're going to match you up with people of similar ability levels, but there's no scoring system. They're only going to have your wins and losses, but there's not going to be any sort of number next to your name or ranking system at all to kind of discern how good of a player you are. Now, personally, for me, I feel like this is kind of saddening because I always feel when I'm playing online games like I want to build up to something. I want to get on top of the leaderboards, all this sort of thing. And even though in Smash Brothers I probably would have no chance of getting up to the top of the, close to the top of the leaderboard, but I'd still like to see where I am compared to the other people and whether I have a good score or not.
Well, it does rank your wins and your losses, so you'll have an idea of what your average is, kind of. Actually, for glory mode only ranks your wins and losses. For fun mode ranks only your wins, I believe. For glory.
I mean, at least from my perspective, I'll be going to tournaments for the game. I don't really care about the online ranking, but it should be fun to at least see how your single player, represents how you play. I guess I don't know. It's for all those stadium monsters. Everyone who plays 100-man melee. I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. As far as I know, I think the matchmaking ranks you with people similar skill level. That's really all I need. I just want to be able to have good custom lobbies, so at least I can play with people I know. So that's really the fact that they have that, and hopefully the online will be good for Wii U, and hopefully even 4 glory mode sounds like a lot of fun. Even though playing on Final Destination all the time is sort of lame. I like all the other stuff. I wish it was more of the legal stages that don't have a ton of gimmicks, but
he does. I actually had to watch the direct twice. He does mention that. For glory mode has every level, but only in Final Destination mode.
Well, that's the thing. They're all Final Destination, so they're
I thought you meant only the Final Destination stages in For Glory.
I'm talking about the stages that just would be probably legal for tournament. Which I mean, I guess you wouldn't be able to know that, but at the same time, more or less all the Final Destinations are the same. Though it does look like the bottom parts of the structures and the ledges are actually different. So it'll be weird to have to go through all of them and be all right, which one of these is better than the other ones and by what criteria. Either way, it still looks like a lot of fun.
It personally doesn't bother me, because I when I play online, it's just friends usually. I don't play a lot of random with anyone online.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't play very much online. At all, really, but for those games that I do play online, I played Halo for a little bit online for a few months. I'd still like that feature to be there, especially since I'm sure it can't be really hard to implement. I played a little bit of Street Fighter on the 3DS online that had a ranking system. So it's kind of one of those things where how hard is it really to implement when you put it in Mario Kart, for heaven's sake. Can you not put it in, Smash Brothers? So it's just one of those things I wish was there. Obviously, I'm still buying both versions of the game, whether this online ranking is there or not. And overall, I'm probably going to play this game more on couch co-op anyway. But it's still a feature I would have liked to see. So I guess that'll finish off our Nintendo Enthusiast Nintendo Direct chat. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Make sure to let us know your thoughts on the Direct in the comment section below, and head over to NintendoEnthusiast.com for a full summary of what happened at this Nintendo Direct. And see you guys next time for another episode.
Take care, guys.